Coming up on this episode of Nintendo Cartridge Society, Bowser is too scary, so Miyamoto beats him for us. When I was your age, women loved me, so the Nintendo Cartridge Society loved me with you. Welcome to Nintendo Cartridge Society. My name is Patrick Ellers, and I'm joined, as I'm always joined, by my co-host, Mark Mitchell. We've got a good show for you today. We're going to be talking about the news from the week, and then on Thursday, we're going to be back in your feed because we're going to be looking at Nintendo's output during the 3DS era to try to predict which series and games may be getting Switch 2 revivals. But Mark, in the meantime, how's it going?
It's going great. I feel like this Castlevania 2 quote gets us so close to like a disco song.
Yeah, sure.
Like something by ABBA.
Right.
Loved Me With You. That just feels like something that should be in an ABBA song. It's
no,
crying
that's
out
true.
for an ABBA song.
I mean, I like that a lot. It would have a sick disco beat behind it and some strings.
What is your temperature on ABBA?
Oh, fine. I don't really have an affinity for the music of ABBA. I don't really like Mamma Mia. It's just it's never been something that.
But you've seen Mamma Mia.
I have seen Mamma Mia. Yes, I saw it for the first time actually pretty recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it was like, okay. Like, I get it. It looks like they're all having fun. But I was just like, I wish I was having some of that fun.
Oh, sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I absolutely know what you mean. I still think you should watch Mamma Mia. Here we go again.
So this is what I hear, is that the second one is maybe more nakedly crazy.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, yes.
In like a super fun way.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just, I feel like I'm living my life wrong. Like, I should be frolicking down a pier with Pierce Brosnan, right?
No, I mean, it's true. It's true. There is a certain amount of watching Mamma Mia and being resentful that you're not in Mamma Mia.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no. That's the human experience.
Yes, that is the human experience. I thought I was gonna I was like working in my head on like a transition out of this, and just like totally fell apart.
It's hard because your heart was in Greece.
My heart, it's true, on those white sandy beaches. Or sometimes black sandy beaches, which you could hear us talk about on NCS at the Movies if you are subscribed to the Patreon, patreon.com/Nintendo Cartridge Society, where if you're supporting us at the 8 or 16-bit levels, you get access to our once-a-month episodes of miniseries like NCS at the Movies.
And in NCS at the Movies, Patrick, myself, and usually a special guest are going to the movies together and then talking about it. We just released an episode about The Odyssey, Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, with a friend of the show, Ryan Mogi. Which was a lot of fun to record, and I believe we're going to be talking about Spider-Man: Brand New Day in just a few days here.
Yeah, coming up real quick. Sometimes the movies just hit us.
Sometimes the movies, it's summer and we're at the movie beach, and
That's right.
The waves of movies, just hitting us,
just waves and cresting and breaking, and where is your? I mean, I know like Marvel is a whatever at this point,
sure.
But like, where are you on Spider-Man right now?
Yeah, I did not really like No Way Home. Was that the last one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home.
No Way Home. Yeah, I didn't really like No Way Home, but I like all of those characters. Like, I like this version of Spider-Man. I like this Spider-Man universe. I like all these actors. So
you got a Hulk in there.
Yeah.
You got a Punisher.
And so yes, I'm optimistic. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm also optimistic. Last night, Sarah and I watched Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, because Destin Daniel Cretton is directed that movie and is directing Spider-Man. And the parts of that movie that work, like, really work.
My memory, I've only seen it the one time, is that the first 2/3 of that movie are pretty good, and then the third act just kind of, does like the typical
CGI garbage. Yeah, and that is largely true. During this watch at home, I was like, there's some CGI garbage at the beginning too. But like, as long as it's just like Shang-Chi like fighting some guys, like the movie is cooking. And then on top of that, like Ben Kingsley's really funny. Tony Leung is like killer. He's so good as Wenwu, the bad guy. And yeah, so like if the good things from Shang-Chi carry over to Spider-Man and none of the bad things poured over, then we're in heaven, I think.
But we'll be talking about it much more this weekend.
Yes, that's right.
In the meantime, there are other miniseries at the Patreon that you can check out, including at the free level. So go over to the Patreon, see what there is to see, listen to what there is to listen to. There's no reason not to.
Yeah, there is no reason not to. You can listen to stuff for free. Also for free, you could join our Discord. All you gotta do is email us at Nintendo Cartridge Society at gmail.com. And I send you an invitation. Then you can pop on in there and chat with people as they're discovering Splatoon Raiders. I imagine there will be some partying up happening in there in the weeks to come here. But yeah, great place. A lot of fun, interesting people to chat with there. Also, finally, Mark, before we get into what we've been playing, I've got a book that's coming out next week.
Amazing.
Can you believe this? This thing is out next week. It is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Anatomy of a Mutant, a reference book that I wrote, an in-universe reference book that I wrote, full of original art by Matteo Santaloco, who is a Ninja Turtles legend, has truly defined the way the Turtles look in the comics since 2011. Really, really a fantastic artist, and he did some incredible work here. And also I wrote some things in it, so I wrote all of it, but check it out. You could pre-order it on Amazon or anywhere where you buy books, so or comic books, so go to your local store.
So exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. All right, Mark, let's talk about what we've been playing this week. Okay, so we're going to be doing a full episode about Splatoon Raiders in just a couple weeks as the start of our Splatoon month of programming. So that's what, August? When is that first episode?
I think it's August
6th, I think.
6th? So just next week,
Yeah,
next Thursday.
Next Thursday, we will be doing like a full deep dive into our experience with Splatoon Raiders. But we've both been playing Splatoon Raiders since it launched on Thursday. Do we want to just do some quick impressions or
Sure,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
how deep
yeah.
into the game we are? Mark, how deep into the game are you?
I don't really have a good sense for it. I've just I have beaten the first boss type thing. I've leveled up. I've expanded my
the base.
One time. But I am finding the gameplay loop really satisfying, really addicting. It's hard for me to make forward progress for myself because I keep jumping in to help out other people.
You're doing a lot of
raids.
helping.
Yeah, I think it's so fun.
I haven't done that at all yet.
Oh, I find it very satisfying. I'm enjoying playing, I've said it before.
Yep.
Salmon Run is my favorite mode
That's the Mark
in
mode.
Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3, and so this absolutely scratches that itch. And then on top of it, the ability to jump into and help other people is essentially Salmon Run. For all intents and purposes, it's a mini Salmon Run. And I love that. I find it so addicting to be able to jump in, help out people, sometimes fail, but that's just the fun of it. So, so far I'm having a ball.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think I'm maybe just a little bit deeper into because I have also upgraded upgraded the base a second time.
Okay.
But I am not yet to the second big boss. The what I'm denoting as the first boss is the one that Shiver demands that she goes with you.
Yes, that makes sense.
That's a bigger fight, and that's with a prescribed ally. Who do you roll with?
Big Man.
You roll with Big Man mostly.
Yeah.
I like Big Man a lot. I'm rolling with Fry. I like the eels. I think it's cool. But no, I love this. There is a simplicity to the loop of you go in, you do the little Salmon Run-esque challenge, and sometimes you're exploring a space with kind of minimal exploration, and sometimes it's just a combat challenge. And then when you get kicked out, either having succeeded or failed, you've gained experience. You've gained all these like different like bits of treasure. There's always something to upgrade and like gear to tinker with. Are you sticking to like one tank, or are you swapping out between the three types of tank?
I have just been doing one tank. The third one, I can't remember what
The
that
tactical.
one is. Yeah, tactical. I've just been doing tactical so far.
What gadgets are you using?
I only have 2 unlocked so far. So it's like one that is like 5 beams that are like hooks.
Yeah.
And then the other one.
That one reminds me of that episode of The Simpsons where Homer gets a gun and he hosts an NRA meeting at his house, and Mo explains how with a couple alterations you can turn one gun into 5 guns.
Yes, totally. So there's that one, and then the other one I'm using is like the machine that you throw out,
The
and
little
then it
sentry.
just yeah. What about you? Are you also using?
I'm swapping between
Oh, okay,
tanks, baby.
yeah.
But I would say that my main build is the power, the power one, which one of the gadgets is like a dash with like a paint knife or axe or something. So you like dash forward, and then there's like a big swipe that deals a ton of damage. That and the like circle of we saw this thing in the trailers. The like circle of like paint blots that like go around you and deal like area of effect damage. The because of all like the gadgets and how you can upgrade them and how you can deploy them pretty quickly, I'm getting real Vampire Survivors vibes from this game. That it's not, you're never on autopilot, but there are ways where you're like, I'm going to throw out my little helpers, and then I'm going to just like dodge around for a little bit, all while like trying to line up some shots and stuff.
One of the things that in the Ask the Developer interview that Nintendo published last week, one of the things that I found really interesting is they talk about how when they were developing it, one of the big things in Salmon Runner and Splatoon in general is multitasking. You're always doing like
you're managing
million
so
things.
much stuff, yeah.
And that's something that they were like, oh, it was really important that we like bring that aspect of it over, even though we're adding this new equipment and all this different stuff that you can deploy.
I like that is true on both the macro and micro level, that like second to second you're multitasking, but then also on like the greater like slower just like how the game rolls out, that you're like, oh, I want to spend my Spiralite to upgrade this, and you're like, oh, but I also really want to like get that arcade cabinet and like
or like when you're on the map, you're like, okay, do I follow the compasses
and
do one of those? Which
God.
I think those challenges are really fun.
And the spicy versions of the raids,
the spicy, like there is so much to do in this game, in a really fun way. I have my quibbles, like, and we'll probably talk about it. I guess I'll, save some of it for when I'm further in the game and see how it all develops. But also, so I have like my quibbles with it, but overall, I'm finding it really fun. I love how like fast you're able to get into something, and then if you fail, how fast you're out of it and can jump right back in.
Right.
Like,
it really doesn't mess around with like the failure animation. It just says failed, and then it's like iris out, and then you're like back on the home base, and it's like, we don't dwell on it. You can get back to work.
Yeah, but there's so many things that you could be spending your time on, like the crane game.
Yep.
And just it is, I would say, even though there are all these things, it still feels pretty simple.
Yeah.
But it executes that really well. Like it's a lot of fun. What kind of weapons do you favor in Splatoon?
So in Raiders here, I've been going mostly with what is it with? It's just like not the dualies, but when it's just like one like regular gun.
Yeah.
So like the regular gun is I like a lot, and then also the paintbrushes I've been really enjoying.
Yeah, I tend to go for something that is a lot of volume, and the shots aren't as powerful.
Right.
But I really am most good with, or like most used to guns. Like I don't like buckets. I don't like paintbrushes.
Yeah.
I
don't like the rollers.
I don't like the rollers. I really don't like the like sniper rifle things.
I haven't used a sniper rifle in this at all. I don't think I will, because they do feel like way too finicky. I'm just not that kind of player.
Right.
I want to get up in people's business,
But yeah, having a lot of fun.
Right. And that's a good place for us to stop talking about Splatoon Raiders for now. There will obviously be so much more of it. We are sitting with the Splatoon Raiders amiibo at the table right now.
Mm-hmm.
I brought them so Mark could scan them into his game and get those alternate costumes. These things are so detailed. I am kind of blown away by the quality of the build on these guys.
Yeah, they're really good.
They're really good. They have so many different textures on them. Big Man is a delight. Yeah, just really, really happy with them.
The only other thing I want to, I guess, kind of briefly mention in what we've been playing is that I did end up signing up for the Duskbloods closed beta. Signups end at 7 a.m. Pacific time today.
So possible that they're still open by the time you hear this. But my understanding is that they were taking the signups in like a first come,
that's
first
what
serve.
That is what the website, the registration site leads you to believe.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I didn't sign up immediately when they opened, but you don't find out until August 7th anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I also signed up for this. And if we get in, then we can talk about Duskbloods a little bit in August, right? All right. So that's what we've been playing this week. Let's get into the new releases and what we might be playing next week.
We'll check in with Nintendo Music first. And last Thursday, 9 tracks from Splatoon Raiders was released.
Yeah, I haven't checked out to see what tracks are there. There is a commonly used track in Splatoon Raiders that it's mostly in the exploration levels, which I think is quite bad. It's a little bit atonal and arrhythmic.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And just sounds sort of clanging and it really does fall out of tonality, which is an interesting piece of music, but I don't want to hear it when I'm swimming around.
No, I guess it's supposed to represent the salmonids.
Fine, it's a miss.
Yeah,
it's a miss for me.
It's not my favorite either.
But yeah, if that is among those 9 tracks, not putting their best foot forward here.
And then yesterday we got more Mario Kart World free roam tracks, as has been the way for the past few weeks. This time from Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, Donkey Kong Country, Luigi's Mansion, WarioWare Inc., Mega Micro Games, and Flipnote Studios. So a real grab bag of games here.
Real grab bag, which sort of suggests to me that we are nearing completion.
Yeah, probably.
And I mean, they've been adding new free roam tracks every week for a month now, month and a half.
It seems like, yeah.
So I mean, they have to run out eventually. But yeah, just crazy.
Maybe almost 2 months, because they released the Mario Kart World soundtrack basically the week that the 1 year anniversary of the game's release, which would have been the beginning of June.
Right.
And then the next week they started adding, so yeah, maybe 6 weeks.
Yeah. But I mean, we're at the end of July right now.
Yeah.
So it's cool to finally have basically all of this stuff collected. Do you think now, the pattern has been established that we have the Thursday real release, or sometimes it's a special release coinciding with a game that's come out, and then Monday update with Mario Kart free roam tracks. Are we gonna continue with a dual release going forward?
Who knows? Who knows? Because for a while it was all Monday, and then they started sneaking Thursdays in there, and then it became all Thursdays.
Right.
So
and that really threw off our rhythm. We were comfortable with the Mondays.
Let's see other releases. So Thursday, July 30th. Okay, getting a double dose of Xenoblade Chronicles. You're getting the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition physical release.
Yes.
And then, because that was released digitally a while ago, but then also
on the same day as the Nintendo Direct in June. And
then also on the 30th, you're getting the digital version of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition.
Yes, which then the physical version of that comes out in December or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Because I think that's when the digital version of 3 Nintendo Switch 2 Edition comes out.
Yeah, that seems right. My memory is that maybe the digital version of this comes out in this is the one that overlaps, and 2 and 3 doesn't.
Oh,
and
sure.
2 might get its physical version in October or something.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Nintendo released an overview trailer for this yesterday, and they showed off some of the new stuff. Of course, there's the enhanced visuals, but then let's see. The Nintendo Switch 2 edition of this game features improved visuals, smoother and sharper cutscenes, new outfit designs for Pyra and Mithra, and more. Control up to 6 blades, capital B, directly in the new Merc Assault mode, and discover Momo, a new rare blade who can swap between light and dark forms.
My understanding is that Momo is a character from the Xeno
Saga?
Gears, or whatever.
Yeah, one of them.
Well, yeah, whatever. I don't know exactly what the chronology is of these things from earlier in the series, but that Momo is a character of renown in the Xenogears fan space.
Oh, okay. Yeah, interesting. Is a playable character in the Xenosaga series.
Yeah, there we go. Xenosaga. What I find interesting about this is, one of the big additions to Xenoblade Chronicles 1 is the inclusion of these jet bikes, these hover bikes that you ride around, and it really collapses some of the hugeness of the world while still being able to experience it as big. You just don't have to spend so much dang time running, and I assume that is less of a problem in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 to begin with, because it doesn't sound like they're adding that here. But all of these, I think all of these games are pretty minimally adding stuff. It is more about just making them look nicer.
But we're not done with Thursday yet, because also on Thursday, the Grace Ashcroft and Leon Kennedy amiibo from Resident Evil Requiem are releasing.
Yeah, so Mark, I was going to ask you, do you have any interest in these amiibo?
I really liked Requiem.
Yes.
But I don't think so. I don't own that many amiibo, and I just don't think these would make the cut.
They're kind of busted looking, so yeah.
We've said it before, but I know it, and it's Leon, so it's more than just dude with shotgun, but it's kind of just dude with shotgun.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
What am I gonna? I am not gonna display this anywhere.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't think so.
I mean, you could become that guy. I'm seeing surfaces that don't have little action figures on them.
No, it's true. It's true. Not enough tiny men holding guns in my home, I think.
And boy, that is a real deterrent right there. And then, of course, Mark, I saw this that you didn't highlight it, but I assume that you're excited about on Friday. Paw Patrol Dino World is coming out on Switch.
Don't push me, Patrick. It was a joke.
You're very interested in the Paw Patrol Dino movie.
And then on Saturday, August 1st, 2 new Lego sets are releasing. Multiple Lego Pokemon Smart play sets are released, and then the Lego Donkey Kong arcade set is also releasing on Saturday.
Yeah, which did we talk about this thing when it was rumored or when it started to leak or something? I feel like we haven't dug into what the Donkey Kong arcade Lego set is.
Yes, I think that's true. I think we might have mentioned it before it was officially revealed.
Yeah, I think that's right. But it is basically one of those tabletop arcade cabinets that has a working buttons and joystick and stuff. And you load the barrels into a little thing, and then the barrels actually roll down. And it's the level 1 of, or 25 meters, whatever, from the original Donkey Kong arcade game, and so you can control Mario a little bit left and right on one level of the girders, and make him jump over the barrels if you so choose.
Yeah, it's slick. It's $200, but it's slick.
Yeah, it is quite slick. So I assume that'll go on that surface over there, Mark?
Yeah, right next to my little dude with a gun.
That's right. Yes, $200, a lot of money, but it's also that's just.
It's cool. It is cool. I think they
yeah.
had one similar for Pac-Man, if I'm remembering.
Oh,
correctly.
really?
Yeah.
With a similar
playability. Yeah.
All right. Well, those are the new releases. Let's close this segment out. Which brings us to a regular segment on our show. It's time for 433. In 1952, American composer John Cage wrote a piece called 433, wherein a performer or a group of performers didn't play their instruments for 4 minutes and 33 seconds. For the purposes of this show, our instruments are talking about Nintendo. So, for the duration of one performance of 433, Mark and I will talk about something not at all Nintendo related, thus fulfilling the contract of the piece. Mark, it's your topic. I leave it to you to introduce it.
Yeah, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to play a little quiz from MeTV.com, is this episode title from the Brady Bunch or the Brady Brides?
Okay, so before we even jump in here, what is the Brady Brides?
Yeah, so in the 80s, there was what was originally intended to be a reunion movie called The Brady Girls Get Married for TV, like a TV reunion film. And then NBC decided to instead to divide it into like half-hour segments.
Oh.
And then that rolled right into kind of like an attempt at a reboot type or like continuation.
Sure.
That followed like the two older Brady daughters.
Sure. A
Being
little bit of a
married.
Fuller House situation.
Yes, exactly.
Isn't it a little bit comforting to know that, like, oh, they were doing this stuff in the 80s, too? Like, what we see now of, like, them bringing back, like, old nostalgia bait things, where it's just like, that's not new.
Right.
You know, it's where we're not living through a unique moment of cultural decline in that very specific regard.
In that very specific way.
Right. So, like, if you saw the Frasier reboot and you were like, it's the end of the world, no.
The Brady Brides has always been here for you.
Brady Brides has always been there.
All right, so with that, the reason I was thinking about this is because I was thinking about summertime, and I remember being a kid and being home, and so,
Right.
you know, there'd be a lot of daytime TV on, which would be a lot of, like, classic television.
Did TV trick you into watching a lot of Brady Bunch?
I did, I feel like I did watch a lot of Brady Bunch.
Man, I feel like I resisted TV's siren call on that one. I was like, no, thank you. I will not fall for this.
But then how did you know what to laugh at when the movie was released?
The movie has just good jokes on its own. The movie's pretty good. When's the last time you saw the Brady Bunch movie?
It's been a long time.
The last time I watched it, just a couple years ago, there's a part where like the subtitles were kind of messing up. I can't even get through it. It's making me laugh so much. Where someone is taking Marcia back after like the dance and dropping her off, and the character said, "I had a great time, Marcy." And Marcia, sorry, and the subtitles just read "Eat time, Marcy."
That's pretty good.
I don't know why "Eat time, Marcy" tickles me so. But Mark, I'm sorry. Please please administer your quiz.
Okay, Living Together. Is this the title of the Brady Bunch or of Brady Brides?
Boy, I mean, it's the premise of the Brady Bunch, right? So I'm going to say Brady Bunch.
All right, I feel good about that.
Yeah.
And we were wrong.
Oh, no.
This is the title of a Brady Brides episode. About Cool Hand Phil. I feel like this is a Brady Brides episode title.
I think it's a Brady Bunch because that feels like a late in a series, because it's a Cool Hand Luke reference, right?
Yeah, but when did that movie come out?
Well, before the 60s, right?
Okay, we'll go with it.
Okay.
And we were wrong. It was in fact it was in fact a Brady Brides episode.
If these are all Brady Brides, I'm going to be mad.
The Liberation of Marcia Brady. This I feel like is a Brady Bunch episode.
Okay.
Because I'm sure she's one of the married ones, and I don't think they get divorced in. I was correct.
Okay,
we were
good,
correct.
good.
This is the title of a Brady Bunch episode. A Pretty Boy is Like a Melody.
That's got to be a Brady Bunch.
I think
episode,
you're right. I
Because
think you're right.
By Brady Brides, they shouldn't be talking about boys, right?
I think you're right.
They should be talking about men.
I think you're right. We were wrong.
What?
Yeah. The Fender Benders. This could go either way, but I don't feel like they were driving much in the Brady Bunch, so maybe Brady Brides.
But a fender bender would be a bigger deal to the Brady kids in the Brady Bunch,
Yeah,
right?
but it was the 80s. It was 1981, and women be driving.
I think we're split on this one. I think it's a Brady Bunch.
Okay, we'll go with Brady Bunch.
Okay.
And you are correct.
Yes.
All right. Career Fever.
Ooh.
I
That
think
feels
this
like
is Brady
Brady Brides.
Brides.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were wrong. This is, in fact, a Brady Bunch episode.
Okay.
The Mom Who Came to Dinner. Feels like one where Carol could be guest starring.
Maybe. Or like an in-law,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Brides.
Okay, Brides. Yeah, I think so. Yes. All right,
Okay.
we were right.
Whew.
Law and Disorder. Feels like Bunch to me.
That also feels like a bunch to me.
We were right.
Okay.
Gorilla of My Dreams.
Bunch as well?
I think Bunch. We were wrong. That was a Brady Brides episode.
So, sorry, say the title again.
Gorilla of My Dreams.
How silly were they getting in Brady Brides?
I don't know. It didn't last that long. I think there were like 10 episodes.
They started jumping the shark.
Yeah.
We've reached the end of the recording.
Well,
of
we only have one
433.
episode
Okay, great.
title left. The Dropout. Which I'm thinking is Brady Bunch.
Let's go with
probably.
Bunch. Yeah.
and we are correct.
Okay, great. Well, we were. And do we know how many episodes the Brady Brides ran for?
Uh,
'Cause-
yes, it ran for 10.
Oh, okay. So not. So we encountered like half of the episode
Yeah.
titles here.
Yeah.
Bizarre. Mark, thank you for bringing that. Today we were accompanied by the 8-bit big band. All right, Mark. Let's get into the news.
Shigeru Miyamoto recently sat down for an interview with Japanese games magazine Famitsu to celebrate the magazine's 40th anniversary. Just some highlights from the interview as translated by Nintendo Everything. So on the subject of game remakes, Miyamoto says, quote, "Some people might say there are a lot of remakes, but after 5 years, a lot of people have outgrown games and stopped playing them. Young people today don't have the opportunity to play games from 10 years ago. So remaking them to be more playable and releasing them again is a good way to meet the demand. Letting people know the original games also leads to future developments, so we've been actively pursuing that recently."
Which, this sort of speaks to, I mean, both what we're going to talk about on Thursday with like the 3DS catalog, but like the sort of truism that Nintendo sort of started over their digital ecosystem with the Switch. And unless they make a point to remake or port a game to Switch and or Switch 2, everything before it is like a dead platform, like doesn't really exist. I know he or like Nintendo or someone sort of clarified a little bit later that having the opportunity to play games from 10 years ago is also like he sort of meant like have the patience to play a game that looks like it came out more than 10 years ago. Obviously, a lot of Nintendo 64 games are playable on the Switch through NSO, but it still makes sense to make a Star Fox 64 remake again. But yeah, it is an interesting philosophy that like they're going to keep their classics alive, sometimes via remake.
I also think it's interesting that he says after 5 years, a lot of people have outgrown games and stopped playing them.
Yeah,
That's kind of, there is a window in a lot of people's lives where they play video games for a certain amount of time,
right.
and then they don't do it anymore.
Well, and I would say that like that makes a lot of sense to me actually. I play video games now, but like if it hadn't become like part of my creative identity in some way, I'm sure there would have been periods where I took like very long breaks from games. And like I just didn't play that much when I was like in college or whatever. Like that there were definite seasons for me of playing games and not playing games, and you can even hear that reflected on the show. That like sometimes you and I are always excited to talk about what Nintendo is up to. It's just been a lifelong preoccupation of ours, but we're not always actively playing games,
right?
It totally makes sense for me that there's a period from like age 8 to 13 where you're just like, yep, games mean everything to me.
Yeah, and I just think about people in my own life who, played video games when they were younger and really liked it, but then it just wasn't something that became like a lifelong love. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and there's like all that data about like, it's something like 15% of the gaming population will buy more than one video game in a year. And it's like, oh, that's a vanishingly small like portion of the audience that is like interested in playing multiple games and like takes it quote unquote seriously, as like, and I think that the same is true of like most art forms. It's exciting that the Odyssey is sold out in IMAX for months and months, but it's also like, that may be the movie that someone sees this year.
Yeah, I was talking to the person who cuts my hair, and we were talking about video games because it really is into shooters. And so I was like, "Oh, are you excited about Modern Warfare 4? Are you excited about like Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out? Like all this kind of stuff?" And he was like, "No, I don't really buy games anymore."
Yeah.
Like he is, happy with what he currently has and what he's playing with his friends. And so maybe if, all of his friends decide that they want to buy a new game, he might get it as well. But otherwise,
Yeah.
You know, just happy to continue with what he has.
Right. Well, and like one of those things that he might have is like Fortnite, right?
Right,
Like,
yeah,
which is
totally.
a shooter that like you don't have to pay anything for. And while it's not a new game, it is always changing and evolving and updating. So like, yeah, there are ways to really not, not engaging with a game from 10 years ago, as Miyamoto references here, like does make a lot of sense. It may sound alien to people who are interested enough in Nintendo to be listening to this podcast right now.
And have been around long
Yes.
enough to have played these games in their original incarnations.
Yeah, that's right. Mark, I went to an estate sale over the weekend, and Sarah and I have been like hitting up a few just because I feel like we need more stuff on our walls. We have not yet put enough stuff on the walls, so we're always looking for that. We're always looking for furniture. This place had a fair amount of like video game stuff, Nintendo stuff, and I was like, cool, great, let's roll. And there was a 2DS, the
Doorstop one?
the doorstop one,
Uh-huh.
and a copy of Tomodachi Life on 3DS, and a copy of Spirit Tracks, Zelda Spirit Tracks, all of which I was like, hey, this is interesting. But they were priced really high.
Uh-oh, somebody looked at the internet.
Yes, somebody did look at the internet, but like Tomodachi Life was $100.
Oh, whoa.
This is what I'm saying. You could buy a Tomodachi Life, not like a sealed one or whatever, but you could buy one complete in box for like $125 on eBay right now. The 2DS was also $100. That I was like, oh, like it's a little bit cheaper, but I was like, I come to this to like get a deal.
Yeah.
And Spirit Tracks $70. So I didn't buy any of it. But yeah, all of which is to say, though, that these are games that are genuinely trapped on platforms that you have to go on eBay and spend hundreds of dollars, or luck out at an estate sale and still spend hundreds of dollars in order to play. So what he's saying makes total sense to me.
Yeah. And, you think about when the Switch 2 released, I tried to replay Wind Waker, and I was like, I just cannot put up with the jank. Like I used to be able to. So
the thing is, they have put out a remake, but it is also on.
Yeah, well, we'll maybe get to that in just a little bit. But all this is to say, it does make sense what their current strategy with like remakes. I think Star Fox is a good example of that. When it first was revealed, I was a little bit like, ugh, like another Star Fox 64 again. Then you're like, well, it was 15 years ago that Star Fox 64 3D was released.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
It's interesting that Miyamoto mentions the 10 years ago specifically on the like week that we are talking about Splatoon and Splatoon Raiders, because the first Splatoon came out over 10 years ago, which is like, I still think of it as like the scrappy upstart franchise in Nintendo's library, but it's been around for a decade.
Yeah.
So, it will, to a child who was not alive when the first game came out, could be very interested in playing Splatoon Raiders right now and have no way to play the original Splatoon. Like, that's just an example, something that feels like new and recent and sticky. And like, I remember buying that game, the original Splatoon, here in Los Angeles. And anything that has happened here in Los Angeles, to me, is very recent history. Never mind that I've been here for 15 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's all good to keep in mind how inaccessible something from 10 years ago, either by just actual availability or by limits of technology or whatever, how they are unavailable to new players.
When asked about how Nintendo decides what games to develop, Miyamoto said, I don't decide everything about the lineup, but we did discuss that we have an idea to include Fox in the script for the movie, meaning the Super Mario Galaxy movie, so we definitely want a new Star Fox game. Sometimes things get decided after we've discussed them. We started working on the first Mario movie, and
I would hope so. I would hope things aren't decided before they discuss them, but yes.
We started working on the first Mario movie and Princess Peach Showtime around the same time, and we talked about things like, if we have this game, shouldn't Peach be more energetic in the movie too? it was decided early on that Yoshi would appear in the Super Mario Galaxy movie, so we decided to make a Yoshi game, and that's how development of Yoshi and the Mysterious Book happened, or began. It's a case-by-case situation, but I think we'll continue to maintain a good relationship between games and other developments.
Which in some ways is like, oh, how much are the movies affecting the like drive on the game side? And it from that description, it sounds like a lot.
It does seem like a lot,
But
but
like, come on, you're not working on a Yoshi game? Like, what are we talking about?
well, and also it's not like, I mean, I guess Yoshi is maybe the best example of them being lined up pretty closely.
Yeah.
Because Yoshi and the movie and the Galaxy movie released within like weeks of each other. But like Princess Peach Showtime wasn't particularly timed to the original Super Mario Brothers movie. And so I think it's interesting. And, you know, when they were talking about Super Mario Brothers Wonder, like they asked the developer about that game being released, they were like, we had no idea what was going on with the movie.
Right.
You know?
Well, but famously, the production timeline for Mario Wonder was super long, right?
I guess what I'm saying, yeah, totally. But I guess what I'm saying is that it seems like there are some areas in which the two like shake hands, but then there are other areas where it's like they haven't so far been too worried about specifically timing.
I see what you're saying.
Like a game or, you know, to a movie release. Like the Galaxy games released in October ahead of the movie, and you could say that was to like prime the pump or whatever to get people like. But you know what I mean? It's not like it was like.
Go ahead.
Perfectly timed.
Yeah, they're not perfectly timed, and like even though you're like, yes, here is Star Fox, pretty close to the release of the Galaxy movie. Here's Yoshi, pretty close to the release of the Galaxy movie. The Yoshi in the game and that movie like really share nothing in common. Ditto the Fox, right? Like we talked about, like we had these perfect designs right here. Why anyway? That like it seems like if there is that sort of connective tissue between the movies and the games, that's like a real C-suite decision, right? That like just the execs are like, yes, that's good synergy, and not like now let's send some of that creativity or design down to the people actually working on the games.
Yeah, and this feels like the kind of connective tissue between those elements that I want.
Right.
I mean, they could totally surprise me, you know, with a Zelda the movie, the game that turns out to be great. But so far, it seems like it's more.
But I'm not expecting that.
No, and it feels like the connections that they are drawing are much more like at a higher level.
Yes, but I mean, this does sort of beg the question for me. And I mean, whatever. They put out a Zelda thing every year. So if I ask the question, will they put out a Zelda game in the same year as the Zelda movie? The answer is obviously yes. But is there synergy there?
Yes, and we'll get to it in the next news item. But I have a couple of thoughts on that. These are not direct quotes, but he says he doesn't plan to direct a game anytime soon, but notes that with the right project like Pikmin Bloom, which was something you know he felt was important to him, a new project might pull him in.
First of all, love that Pikmin Bloom is something that exists. Although now when you started up, the like opening credits thing has the Scopely like logo on it, so I'm like a little bit every time I'm like, crap. But I just love that video games can be anything now. That's it.
Yeah. He was also asked if he plays Switch 2 every day, and he says no, he doesn't have time. But that his grandkids keep their Switch 2 at his house because if his grandkids have it at home, they play too much. And so they'll play together at his house. And Miyamoto says the youngest sometimes gets scared by the boss characters, so Miyamoto will beat those for them.
Thank you, Miyamoto.
Yeah, cute. Will Nintendo be celebrating The Legend of Zelda's 40th anniversary?
Great question.
So the original game released in February 1986 in Japan. So we are currently in the 40th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda.
The 40th anniversary year, yeah. But we're like 6 months late to it.
But Nintendo is still doing promotions around Super Mario Brothers 40th anniversary from last year. So it still is not totally clear if they do plan to commemorate Zelda's 40th in any like real capacity.
Right.
But it does appear that they are planning something to mark the milestone. Because last week, rumors of a Zelda-themed Switch 2 Pro controller popped up online. And then Necrolipe from the Brazilian site Universo Nintendo shared a recreation of what they're claiming is the 40th anniversary logo that'll be used for the promotion. And if you've seen the Mario 40th logo, then this will look very familiar.
Yeah, it's basically an 8-bit Link stabbing his way out of the 0 in the number 40, in gold with the sort of like Zelda ornamentation. There's the Triforce and like the sort of crest above it, and then just the Legend of Zelda under that.
But,
yeah,
trying to guess Nintendo's future based on their past behavior is often a foolhardy thing to do. But I could see that for the 40th anniversary, they put out, and I know that this has been much discussed, much rumored, but it does just kind of make sense that we would get either Wind Waker HD.
Oh my gosh, Mark.
Or Twilight Princess HD, because they could release it on Switch.
Sure.
And, Switch 2, similar to how they did with Galaxy. They could do it in October, or in the fall, which would put it around the same time that they did the Galaxy releases, ahead of the Super Mario Galaxy movie releasing the next year.
Right, but we're already getting an Ocarina of Time remake sometime later this year.
Yes.
So that's the only
that
that's
in
the
and of
only
itself
place
could be the 40th anniversary, or could be part of a 40th anniversary celebration if they wanted to.
If they want. Well, and I mean, if nothing else, it would just be like crowding the market to be like, here are between 2 and 3 3D Zelda remakes.
You're right.
Like, I think Ocarina of Time is going to be such an atom bomb when they drop it that like they'll get out of their own way. As far as Zelda is concerned, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
I know.
But yeah, so sounds like the 40th anniversary will be something. But
what?
And it's not like Mario's 40th anniversary was huge, as far as like games go.
It depends on what we want to count, right? Because like when they were packaging like games in the Direct, they were like Super Mario Brothers Wonder, meet up at Bella Bell Park. That's part of this.
Right.
Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. That's part of this. Mario Tennis Fever. That's part of this. So like. Ocarina of Time remake and Zelda Tennis, like maybe, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could do Ocarina of Time remake, a Pro controller, like rumored. The movie can be thrown in there as part of it next year. Maybe
Link's crossbow training too.
Yeah. You put the Breath of the Wild DLC for free for people who subscribe to Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack.
Yep. That'd be good.
So I think there are some, we'll say, low-hanging things they could tie together to be like, and this is our 40th anniversary celebration for Zelda.
Right, plus like Zelda costumes coming to Donkey Kong Bonanza or whatever.
Right. Yeah, do an event in Mario Run.
Yeah,
do something. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like...
There's
a Tetris 99 Maximus Cup.
Totally.
They bring back Pac-Man 99 for like a week and have Link be running around in the maze.
When really all we want are those Tingle games.
Oh my gosh.
We just want those Tingle games.
Can you imagine?
On Switch.
Oh, that would be amazing.
I've already also made the argument that it is time to release Triforce Heroes on Switch.
Oh, sure.
We're going to be talking about this on Thursday. I'm sure of it.
But yes. I was skeptical of them doing something for Zelda's 40th just because, I think they do anniversary celebrations when there's a marketing reason to, what I mean?
When
like
they already have something to
when it was like Mario's 35th was we're just going to like package all these things up.
It was also deep dark COVID at that point too.
Right.
Where they're like, we need some joy. Here's Mario 35.
I guess what I'm saying is like
Zelda 35.
It could
Zelda 40. Could we do that?
It could easily. I mean, that would
bunch of little links running around.
I guess what I'm saying is that I feel like anniversaries are not a guarantee that they're going to.
I agree with this. Yes.
Do anything about it.
Right. As always, looking to Nintendo's past to predict their future is foolhardy. We only got 2 of those Game & Watch things.
Yeah.
which to this very day I still think is a crime.
I mean, they love doing things in twos.
They love twos.
Another thing they could do for the 40th anniversary is be like, Twilight Princess is on GameCube on NSO now. Like,
absolutely, yeah. Another where it should just be the remake. They've put on all the other Nintendo Classics libraries, all of those games have been put out, right? There isn't. So on the all the NES Zelda games are out. All the Super NES Zelda games, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo 64, GameCube, except for
Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess, yeah.
Well, and I mean Triforce Adventures.
What?
The GameCube Triforce game.
Oh, the Four Swords. Four Swords, yeah.
Four Swords Adventures, yes. Yeah.
Sorry, we just had like a short-circuiting moment. Where
I was so confident, too.
You were really confident. I was just like, oh no, what, is he saying something I don't know?
Yeah.
A Zelda game I don't know?
But yeah, Four Swords Adventures.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yes, I think you're right. I think otherwise all that stuff is on NSO.
Yeah, and then like the next frontier would be like the DS stuff.
Mm-hmm. Which has got to happen at some point.
I don't know.
I mean, not even Switch 2 necessarily, but at some point they're going to bring those games back for sure.
Somehow, in some way, yeah.
Earlier this year, Square Enix announced that Final Fantasy XIV Online.
You got it.
would be released on Switch 2 in August. But now we have specifics.
Woo.
Launches next week, August 4th. Available for pre-order in the eShop now. So Final Fantasy XIV Online Starter Edition is $20. Final Fantasy XIV Online Complete Edition is $60, although if you pre-order it, it's $42. Final Fantasy XIV...
That's a hefty discount for the pre-order.
Yeah. Final Fantasy XIV Online Complete Collector's Edition is $140, but the pre-order price is $98.
But that is a digital complete collector's edition, I assume?
Yeah, I don't know that they're releasing a physical version of this.
Yeah,
I think
that makes
it might
sense.
purely be digital. And then you can buy all of those. If you buy the complete editions, it includes the most recent expansion, Dawn Trail. But if you buy the starter edition and you play through all that, and then you want to buy Dawn Trail, that's $40, or you can buy the Dawn Trail Collector's Edition, which is $60.
Just the Dawn Trail Collector's
Yes.
Edition. Okay, gotcha.
There will also be the Final Fantasy XIV Online free trial, and the estimated file size is listed as 117 gigabytes.
Beefy.
The subscription...
Of course, I just got a terabyte
That's
size
right.
card for my so I could put it right on there.
There is a subscription fee to play. I think all of these, if you purchase them, or at least the starter and complete edition, come with a 30-day trial of the game.
Sure.
But there's a subscription fee to play, which is separate on Switch 2. So if you're a subscriber already on other platforms, you get a discount. Anyways, I don't know. This is one where I would love to check it out. I don't have time for an MMO, like a huge, 20-year, however long this game has been around, running MMO and all of its expansions and everything.
Final Fantasy XIV is also one of those games where people will look at you in the face and say to you, with all sincerity, it gets really good after 200 hours. Right?
I do think that's true.
And I believe that, but I don't really want to commit the 200 hours to not loving it just so I can have fun with a really good game.
Right. But at the same time, I would love, I'm interested in Final Fantasy 14 as a concept.
Yes.
I've never played it.
So you're going to be picking this up
at all. No.
If you had to, which of these, which of the options here would you go for?
The starter edition for sure.
Just the starter edition.
Yeah, because it still has the original game and 4 expansions.
Oh, but just not, so it has the Realm Reborn and
it has all of that stuff. It just doesn't have Dawn Trail. And then there's a new one coming out in January as well, a new expansion.
Did I say Dawn Trial?
You might have, but I said...
You said Dawn Trail. You were correct.
But I said Triforce Adventures. So.
You did, right. So we're falling apart.
So what does it even matter?
Yeah. Well, Mark, if you change your tune and decide to commit yourself over to Final Fantasy XIV, I'll be happy to see you when I see you.
The last MMO that I played was Elder Scrolls Online when they released that for PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Put a bunch of time into that. And I really like MMOs, but I don't know. I would have to drop out of life basically.
Yeah.
And just commit myself to playing it at this point, unfortunately.
I believe, and this may not even be a term that is used anymore, but I was going to say that the kids call that no-lifing a game. Where you just you forego any other responsibilities and stay up too late and skip meals and don't talk to your friends and just no life the game. A term that I find troubling.
Back in November, we learned from developer Panic Button that Nintendo had enlisted them to update some Nintendo first-party titles for the Switch 2, including work on New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario 3D World, plus Bowser's Fury, and ARMS. So these were like the free updates that came with those games.
Right, not Nintendo Switch 2 editions by name, but just like the version of the game that you play on Switch 2.
Yes. But now Japanese developer Logical Beat shared on social media that they were responsible for the 4K and 60 frame per second support in Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition's Switch 2 version. And as pointed out by Nintendo Life, Logical Beat previously worked on the HD remasters of Baten Kaitos 1 and 2, which were published by Bandai Namco on the Switch in 2023. But those titles were originally co-developed by Monolith Soft, who are the developers of the Xenoblade Chronicles games. So there is some history there. I think it's...
Well, and Baten Kaitos on Wii was originally published by Nintendo, was it not?
Maybe the first one was?
Maybe the first one, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember for sure. But I just think it continues to be interesting to me to see Nintendo reach out to third parties to help with some of their development work.
Yeah, well, and like it's the kind of thing that just like underlines that, and like obviously Xbox has been actively supporting this for a long time, but like how much actual development work has to go into making these games like both forward compatible with the Switch 2, but also like a little bit nicer, you know, nothing to like write home about feature wise, but just like you're going to have a better experience of these games on the new system. And that's only because they put in the time and money to do that.
Speaking of support studios and Monolith Soft's website was updated to show that they worked on Splatoon Raiders.
There you go.
They posted on social media that they worked on some aspect of the game's art. They've worked on every game in the Splatoon series so far. So yeah, I feel like Monolith Soft is an interesting example to me where they develop their own games, but are also a Nintendo support studio for a bunch of their franchises,
right?
Like famously Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom,
right? Like deeply embedded in like all the things that are going on with like the main first party games.
Finally, Tetris 99 is running a special event where if you've missed unlocking some of the special themes that they offer during Maximus Cup events, you can unlock, there's like 41 of them that are basically on sale for just 2 in-game tickets each instead of the usual in-game ticket prices, which vary depending on which theme it is. Like sometimes it could be 8 tickets. Sometimes it could be 4 tickets. But right now, 41 of those themes can all be had for just 2 in-game tickets each.
So I remember that like early on when they had the themes that weren't tied to Tetris Maximus Cups, that they were like 10 tickets each. I was unaware of like the other opportunities that you had to purchase themes for tickets. I own all. I got all these themes at you know when they were coming out
originally. I think I have a few that I missed. I feel like there's maybe. Anyways, I'm pretty sure there's a few in here that I did not get for one reason or the other.
You can earn up to 4 tickets a day. We have until...
Oh, you know this very well.
I mean, yes, of course. And we'll talk about that because I haven't talked about it in a long time. But so, yeah, you've got, you know, about 3 weeks to get up to 4 tickets a day, which unlocks 2 themes a day. It always shows you when you boot up the game how you earn those tickets. 2 of them are always in regular Tetris Maximus Cups. Just like regular Tetris 99. One of them is always in the marathon mode, and the other is in the versus CPU mode. And they're usually pretty easy to accomplish. Every now and then there'll be a thing like perform 3 T-spins. They're like, well, I'm only getting 3 tickets today. I am so embedded in the ticket thing, of course, because Mark, I have 999 tickets. I have maxed out my ticket counter. I was upset when when I realized there was a thing that I had not yet maxed out in Tetris 99, but I have that now. And it took forever, but I'm so glad that I did it. But yeah, it's would I spend my tickets I guess I would, to get a theme that I missed and then just earn those tickets back. I guess I would. Are you going to go shopping for themes that you may have missed?
Yeah, maybe I'll check it out.
No harm in it.
No harm in it.
What do you make of, just like we mentioned with Mario Kart World, that it's sort of like a grab bag of the free roam music tracks that they added this week, sort of implying like maybe this is the end and we're just cleaning up here. This feels like an end of service promotion, doesn't it? Where it's like,
that's interesting.
Everything that we've done is now available to purchase with an in-game currency that's pretty easy to get for a really low cost. It almost feels like an everything must go. But like we just had a new, they've been updating them with new Tetris Maximus cups every couple months. We just had the Star Fox one. And I guess I'm just curious if you're thinking that means we're towards the end of Tetris 99's life.
I mean, it has been, 8 years or something like that of Tetris 99. But no, that I totally get where you're coming from. But I think that this is just like an in-game event that they're doing to spark interest, remind people, that Tetris 99 exists without doing a Maximus Cup. But because I we have seen these 99 games or 99 game likes come and go. Pac-Man 99, which I was joking about earlier, and we had Mario 35.
Amazing that we have mentioned both those games already on this episode. And Mario 35 was expressly a limited time event when they announced it. But Pac-Man 99 wasn't revealed that way, right? Like they were just like, here's a new game.
And of course we have F-Zero 99 that's still going. So yeah, no, I guess it's hard to tell when you hop into a game of Tetris 99 if you're playing against some bots, some people.
Yeah, I think you're always playing against some bots.
But I don't know. Yeah, I would be surprised if it closes, but you can never know.
All right. Well, Mark, let's get out of the news. Let's close this out. Okay, that is going to do it for this episode of Nintendo Cartridge Society. Remember, if you're not in the Discord, what are you doing? Get in the Discord. We're all hanging out there, talking about stuff. Just email us. I'll send you an invitation. Anthony DeLuca made our logo. Our theme music is provided by 8-Bit Betty. You can get more of his music by going to 8bitbetty.com or by listening right now. For my co-host, Mark Mitchell, this is Patrick Ellers saying thank you for listening. We did walk out of the estate sale with a animation cell from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, fun.
That's like framed up real nice. It's got Belle and Lumiere. But that's did I say his name really strangely just then?
No, I think Lumiere is right.
Okay. It felt weird coming out of my mouth. But anyway, that's the only thing we left. When they saw like they had all of these like Wii games and stuff, and it was just like everything was just priced insanely.
Huh.
It's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, that is disappointing. I mean, the doorstop 2DS would be fun to have.
That was
at
my
a reasonable
thought too.
Price.
It's just it was just, like at $100 it was just too much.
Yeah. I think that was what it originally cost.
Did it not cost like 80? Maybe it was 120.
I think it might be 100, but I can't remember. I
can't remember either. I did have fantasies the rest of the weekend about going back and being like 200 for all three of the things I want.
Oh, sure. Yeah, trying to haggle them down if they didn't sell.
But I'm such a coward with that kind of thing.